The Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most vital energy choke points, is now at the heart of a dangerously escalating conflict between Iran, the United States, and regional powers. Analysts warn that Tehran doesn't need massive warships to assert control over these narrow waters. The stakes are higher than ever, and the potential for confrontation is immediate and unpredictable. Instead, Iran is leveraging a sophisticated network of asymmetric weapons built to challenge even the most advanced naval forces. Central to this arsenal is the Azhdar, an unmanned underwater vehicle capable of striking with precision and secrecy, redefining how power is projected beneath the waves. The Azhdar is an unmanned underwater vehicle capable of traveling at speeds of around 25 knots. Analysts say it can patrol underwater for up to 4 days and cover distances of roughly 600 kilometers on a single charge. Operating quietly below the surface, such systems are difficult to detect and extremely challenging to intercept from the air. These underwater drones form only one part of Iran's broader asymmetric arsenal in the Persian Gulf. Military observers say Tehran has developed a layered approach to naval warfare, one that relies on swarms of smaller, cheaper systems rather than traditional fleets. Alongside underwater vehicles, Iran is believed to deploy swarms of unmanned aerial vehicles, anti-ship missiles, fast attack boats, and unmanned surface vessels. Together, these systems could create a highly complex threat environment for ships attempting to pass through the narrow Strait of Hormuz. Analysts say the strategy is designed to overwhelm and exhaust defensive systems through saturation attacks. Multiple drones or unmanned vessels could be launched simultaneously toward a convoy or warship, forcing naval defenses to respond to numerous threats at once. Some of these platforms are believed to operate autonomously or with artificial intelligence guidance. In certain concepts, underwater drones may approach a ship's hull silently before detonating explosives at close range. Such systems resemble so-called suicide torpedo designs, combining torpedo technology with autonomous navigation. Iran is also believed to possess unmanned surface vessels capable of carrying explosive payloads. These systems may be guided by GPS navigation or artificial intelligence, and some are designed to operate in coordinated swarms. Military analysts say these platforms can serve several roles during naval operations. They can carry out direct attacks on warships, disrupt trade routes, conduct reconnaissance missions, or relay targeting information for missiles and other weapons. Surface or underwater drones can also identify targets and transmit real-time data, allowing other weapons, such as cruise missiles or ballistic missiles, to refine their attacks. In combination with coastal artillery and aerial drones, these systems can create a multi-layered strike network. The use of unmanned platforms offers several advantages in naval warfare. They are significantly cheaper than traditional warships or submarines and can be produced in large numbers. Their smaller size also makes them harder to detect using conventional radar or sonar systems. And in confined waters like the Persian Gulf, these systems may be particularly effective. The narrow geography of the Strait of Hormuz limits maneuvering space for large ships, increasing their vulnerability to coordinated attacks. This strategy may already be affecting global shipping routes. Several intelligence assessments warn that Iran's drone attacks could disrupt maritime traffic through the Strait of Hormuz for months. The waterway, located between Iran and Oman, is one of the most important energy corridors on the planet. Roughly 20% of the world's crude oil and liquefied natural gas passes through the strait. Since the conflict intensified following US and Israeli strikes on Iran, Tehran has launched hundreds of missiles and more than 1,000 drones targeting Gulf states aligned with Washington. Air defense systems intercepted most of the incoming attacks. However, reports indicate that several residential areas, commercial facilities, and military installations still suffered damage. Iran is widely regarded as one of the region's major producers of military drones. According to estimates from the UK-based Center for Information Resilience, Iran may be capable of producing around 10,000 drones each month. One of the best-known models is the Shahed 136, a long-range loitering drone capable of flying between 700 and 1,000 kilometers. From Iranian territory, or potentially from ships in the Gulf, such drones could reach targets across much of the southern Gulf coastline. While Iran's drone production capacity appears substantial, analysts say its missile stockpile may be more limited. Estimates of Iran's ballistic missile inventory vary widely. The Israeli military has suggested the country may possess around 2,500 missiles, while other analysts believe the number could reach as high as 6,000. Missile reserves have reportedly been reduced by earlier transfers to regional allies, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and the Houthi movement in Yemen. Previous conflicts have also depleted parts of Iran's arsenal. Even so, Iran retains other tools that could affect shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. One of the most significant is its stockpile of naval mines. According to maritime intelligence firm Dryad Global, Iran may possess between 5,000 and 6,000 naval mines. These mines can be placed on the seabed, propelled toward targets, or left drifting until they detonate on contact with a vessel. So far, there are no confirmed indications that mines have been deployed in the Strait of Hormuz, but analysts warn that if such mines were laid, clearing them could take a long time. Mine clearing operations in busy shipping lanes can take weeks or even months, especially in a narrow and heavily trafficked waterway like Hormuz. That could significantly disrupt global trade. The economic impact is already being felt. Energy markets have reacted sharply to the rising uncertainty. Brent crude oil prices have climbed by roughly 12% this week, while European benchmark natural gas prices have surged by roughly 50%. Such volatility reflects growing fears about how long shipping disruptions might last. For now, the danger in the Strait of Hormuz isn't coming from battleships or aircraft carriers. It comes from the unseen: drones slicing low over the water, mines lurking beneath the surface, and autonomous weapons prowling silently through the shipping lanes, ready to strike without warning. In this narrow choke point that carries a fifth of the world's energy, even the hint of such threats could grind global trade to a halt for months, sending shockwaves through markets and nations alike.
News never stops. The world keeps turning, and every turn tells a story. Wars, elections, geopolitics, Davids versus Goliaths.
While everyone is celebrating the US-China trade thaw, Trump has been quietly doing something else across Asia.
These were once home to the ancient Silk Road connecting east and west.
But who's connecting the dots? Who's decoding the global storm? Welcome to Times of India videos.
You're watching a special edition of Global Pulse with me, Neha Khanna.
בהנחיה שלי ושל שר הביטחון ישראל כץ.
Durante este año,
We decode the shifting grains of geopolitics to you. From Washington to Wuhan.
Встановлені домовленості і сьогодні підписуються.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Just 2 years ago, Canada was one of the most popular countries for Indian students.
From Davos to Delhi, we track the decisions that move markets, shift policies, and shape the future. No jargon, no bias, just clear, credible, global journalism. Because understanding the world doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be smart. And that's what we do best. At Times of India videos, we don't just tell stories, we build perspective. We connect the dots between what's global and what's personal, what's happening out there, and what it means for you. It's fast. It's fearless. It's making sense of the changing world order. Times of India videos. Because your worldview is just a tap away.